Sports stories. Put me in, Coach. Take me out to the ball game. Billy in the basketball game.
Hi, this is Rich Eisen. I'll be reading Put Me In, Coach by Jeremy Frank. Beep, beep, beep. Cat growled and rolled over. Remind me to smash that stupid alarm clock, she thought. Blearily, she sat up in bed. It was still dark out as she got dressed, but she wasn't the least bit surprised. Cat got up early every morning to practice her ice skating at the rink before school. Cat was a gifted figure skater, but her heart just wasn't in it. But today was not another day of triple lutzes and twirls. Today was a very special day down at the local rink. Today was the day of the Hockey League sign-ups. After many a long morning of figure skating practice, Cat would often nurse her bottle of water and her sore feet while she watched the hockey team run drills. Cat was filled with wonder at the way they moved on the ice with both grace and raw power. Even more amazing was the way the puck would shoot across the ice with beautiful coordination. It was right then and there that she decided she wanted to be a hockey player. There was already a crowd at the rink when she arrived. The boys in their pads and helmets were pretty intimidating, but she walked past them and over to the sign-up list, taped haphazardly to the glass of the hockey rink. As she signed her name, she could hear snickering. She looked up at the boys who were standing around her. "What are you doing, girlie? This is hockey, it's not for girls. Why don't you go put on a tutu and figure skate with all the other girls," they said. Cat was hurt but didn't show it. "I guess we won't know until tryouts, will we?" she said, and walked home. She went teary-eyed to her mother and told her what had happened. "Boys can be cruel," said Cat's mother, "but that's only because they're intimidated by you. They're not used to having to compete with girls." "So in order to get them to like me, I shouldn't compete with them?" Cat asked. "No, you need to crush them," her mother said, pounding her fist on the kitchen counter, and Cat jumped a foot in the air. "Mom," gasped Cat, "I've never seen this side of you." Cat's mother sighed heavily and slumped down in her chair. "I never told you this, Cat, but when I was about your age, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. Unfortunately, back then, girls weren't allowed to play on any of teams, so I had to give up on my dream. I won't let my daughter give up on hers. If you really want to play hockey, don't let anyone stop you." That weekend, Cat strapped on her pads, slung her skates over her shoulder, and headed out to the rink. The boys hollered and jeered as she laced her skates and took to the ice. "What are you doing here? Do you really think you can make the team?" asked one of the boys. "I don't think, I know," she said. The coach blew his whistle and divided the athletes into two teams to assess their skills. Cat squared off in the center against one of the mean boys who had made fun of her. The coach blew his whistle and Cat took off like a rocket, whizzing past her defenders with a dodge and a twirl like a crazed ballerina. She shuffled the puck back and forth until it was just a black blur on the white ice. With a graceful spin, she shot the puck between the goalie's legs. Before the boys knew what had happened, they heard the deafening buzzer as Cat skated past them and back to her side, sticking her tongue out at them. "Your puck," she said. The end.
Hi, this is Aaron Staten. I'll be reading Billy and the Basketball Game by Jeremy Frank. Billy had the heart of an athlete. The love of the game flowed through his veins like blood, or pixie sticks, which is what normally ran through them. His body, however, did not follow the heart's noble example. As much as he enjoyed playing sports, he wasn't exactly built for them. Billy was short, at least for his age. He wasn't very strong and he wasn't very fast, nor was he the most coordinated. In fact, everyone thought he was downright clumsy. It was no surprise then that he was routinely picked last for pickup games of basketball. Every time he was begrudgingly chosen by a team or ignored altogether, he would practice for hours on end, desperate to prove to the others that he was a better pick than Jules, who often forgets that he isn't playing dodgeball, or Irving, who was pathologically afraid of basketball, thanks in no small part to Jules. Still, it never seemed to make much difference. Though he practiced his rear off, whenever it was time to prove everyone wrong, he would get nervous and choke. His hands would get all sweaty and he couldn't keep his grip on the ball. His knees would knock together so much that they would cause him to trip over his own feet and roll like a bowling ball down the waxed wooden court. And every time the same thoughts would echo in his head. Maybe they're right. Maybe I do stink at this game. And maybe I should just give up. But there was something strong in Billy. Something that told him that giving up would just confirm every bad thing that the other boys thought about him. And he had to prove them wrong. He could do it. He must do it. So each time, he vowed to push himself harder than before. One morning, his parents were woken with a crash. Grumbling, they shuffled toward the source of the commotion, which appeared to be the kitchen. Still sleepy-eyed, they saw Billy amidst an explosion of fruit, yogurt, and toast. "Wow," Billy's father yawned. "What are you doing?" "I'm making a nutritious breakfast before a grueling day of training." "But it's 6 in the morning," whined his mother. "You know what they say," explained Billy. "The early bird, plays basketball. Well." True to his word, Billy spent the whole day on the court improving his game. And though he started off missing shots and losing control of the ball, he didn't give up. As hour after hour passed, day after day, his shots got more and more accurate. His movements became more fluid, almost like second nature to him. After many days of practice, he knew he was ready. The next time everyone gathered together for a pickup game, Billy was picked last for the last time. His opponents started with the ball and tried to rush past Billy, as they didn't see him as a threat. He nimbly stole the ball right out of their hands and dribbled down to the court, weaving between stunned defenders. With a little leap and a swoosh, he made a two-point shot that hit nothing but net. There were no taunts, no cheers, just complete and utter silence on the court. Hello? We're in the middle of a game," Billy said smugly, passing the ball off to resume the game. Play after play, Billy got a hold of the ball and slipped down court like a blur and rocketed his team to victory. After the game, once everyone had shaken hands, many of the other players circled around Billy to congratulate him on his terrific win. "Honestly," said one, "you were amazing. I've never seen anyone play like that, let alone you. I didn't believe you had it in you." "Well, that's the difference between us then," Billy replied. "I never stopped believing in myself. In the end, that's all you really need to be great." The end.